one of the greatest things that happened in Nairobi was the ability to bring around in one room virtually all the different players with regard to the blue economy. We had our scientists there. We had our entrepreneurs there. We had governments represented. We had civil society represented. We had small indigenous groups represented. And I think the first thing that came out for everybody was the issue of sustainability and the recognition that it requires all of us acting in unison to be able to achieve the objectives that we desire. When it comes to fishing, how do we ensure that we use and protect traditional methods and livelihoods of maintaining our indigenous peoples? Secondly, when it came to science, it was very clear to all, and I think it was for the very first time, that we were all able to recognize the threat of climate change to our oceans and to individuals, because we were able to galvanize in one room what Jamaica alone or Kenya alone could not do. But here we had the ability to put in one room expertise from across the globe that could benefit each and every one of us. So the issue of partnerships, that if we're to achieve our objectives, we need partnerships. We need to be able to put people together. When it comes to issues that were related to overfishing and the exploitation of resources as a result of a lack of protection of our fisheries, we were able to come out with clear policies and programs as to how we would go about that. We started now hearing different countries now committing that they were going to set aside a certain amount of territory in their respective SEZs as protected zones. I think Jamaica has gone a long way to doing that. Seychelles. We in Kenya are also looking at doing the same. We were able to look in our country as to how we can protect our mangrove ecosystems, but at the same time recognizing that there are traditional and local communities who have managed and have systems of harvesting sustainably the mangrove ecosystem. So putting us all together, we were able to exchange experiences, but we were also able to tap on the massive reserve of expertise that exists there that ordinarily, individually, we would never have been able to do. So I think these are some of the benefits that I believe came out of Nairobi, and these are some of the benefits I believe going into Portugal next year we will be able to expand on and further build on as we move forward, and every single one of us is able to tap this availability of information, of knowledge and expertise that individually we would never have been able to do until we came together. From the very onset, I think there was a very clear recognition for some of us that the resources that were going to be available, especially in this era of climatic change from land-based resources, we were slowly and slowly depleting through increase in population growth, through desertification and so many other issues. And it came to dawn that our future lay also in being able to look at what our oceans have to offer. And in so doing, we realized the huge and vast potential that our oceans offer, both for economic growth, development, and employment, but also as food resources, and the incredible wealth that lays underneath. And it was through that that we also then began to appreciate that unless we partner with other similar-minded nations who actually, as we are facing the threat of desertification, we have our colleagues in SIDS who have this abundant resource, but at the same time, climate change is putting them at the risk not only of just losing the resource, but basically of losing everything that they have. And it was from this we realized and recognized that we need to partner together with them and together with the entire global community to be able, number one, to protect and to ensure that these resources are used for maximum benefit of our indigenous populations, but also to protect these resources. And ultimately, the issues of climate change are actually intertwined and interlinked. And this is what made us recognize that our oceans are a critical part of the future of humanity. And this is where we ended up saying that as we project ourselves into the future, this must be a critical priority for every single global citizen. If we don't do this, we will not just lose resource, but more importantly, we will lose life and we will lose generations to come.